So it's been 30 or more years since I've done this. Really, really glad I don't have to do this anymore. Don't know why I ever did it in the first place. Yeah, it's supposed to be a learning experience, a rite of passage kind of a thing. But honestly, every aspect is just full of anxiety. I'm talking about sleepovers. Yep, sleepovers. Rite of passage, girl talk, pillow fights. Yeah. So, first thing is, PJs or not. Now, you can't just show up wearing the PJs that you wear at home. No, they have to be like stylish or semi-stylish. Matching top and bottom. For girls, usually this isn't really a problem. They mostly come in sets. But as a prepubescent girl and later on a pubescent girl, the whole aspect of going braless in a house where other siblings are going to see you, your friends' parents are going to see you. Good God, you're going to see your parents' friends, dad walking around in nothing but boxer shorts, or back in my day, tighty whities and pajama bottoms, shirtless. Mom's not wearing bras. Do you bring a bathrobe? Do you not bring a bathrobe? How does that work? Next thing is the weird bathroom etiquette. So, sleeping over at a friend's house, 14 years old or so, they had a weird etiquette thing. So, if you peed, don't flush. Apparently the flushing was really loud and obnoxious, so it would wake people up, especially the parents. Well, I've always been a person that's gone to the bathroom at least 3 or 4 times a night, ever since I was a little kid. So the whole not flushing thing really freaked me out. I mean, what happens if everybody goes pee and nobody flushes? Does the bowl fill up? Then what? Then you have to be the one to do the ominous flushing in the middle of the night, and then maybe getting stern looks from people on the next morning? Don't know. Next thing, sleeping bags on the floor. Honestly, back in my day, yeah, I know I sound like an 8-year-old when I say this. Sleeping bags were not comfortable. They were these narrow, thin blankets with zippers. Now, being short, I didn't have that issue of my feet jamming through the bottoms. Some of my friends were not so lucky. The next thing was, if you forgot to bring a pillow, you had to use one of your friend's pillows. Invariably, they smelled. They didn't smell like home. They didn't smell like your home. Your sleeping bag didn't feel like home. Where did you keep it? In the basement? In a closet? Yeah, it smelled like a stranger's blanket. So here you are sleeping in this narrow, tiny, zippered blanket on a floor. I don't care how much carpeting there is. Some cases there was no carpeting. And you were never that person that got the couch. Ever. You always had that one kid that was like, couch is mine, and that was the end of it. So, next problem. If your friends had pets. Now, if you didn't have allergies, you were lucky. If you weren't lucky, you would wake up with dog farts, or in one case, waking up with 8 cats on me trying to kill me, apparently, because that's what they do. I was an anxious kid. Big surprise. Worrying about all this. Do I bring a stuffed animal? Will I get laughed at? I had a Raggedy Ann doll. Same Raggedy Ann doll from when I was 5 years old. Didn't resemble a Raggedy Ann doll so much as a bundle of rags made from denim and some yarn. Was I going to get laughed at? Was I going to have to do the dreaded 2 a.m. call, come get me, they're making fun of me? No. My parents were not having that. They dropped me off, that was the end of it. We're not seeing you until at least 10 in the morning tomorrow. So, another bad thought about sleepovers? Yeah, the dreaded games of humiliation. Now, I don't know what boys think about this. Apparently, boys seem to think that girls all sit around in our underwear and have pillow fights. We beat each other with pillows. Girls don't do that. This is a fantasy. It's an imaginary thing. Girls get into really heartfelt talks. With heartfelt talks among women and girls, there is always drama. See 2 a.m. Come get me. Wake up call. We, instead, did games for humiliation. Yep, that's right. Perfectly designed games to make that one kid feel left out and against the world. I'm talking about those things called slam books, where you basically write a person's name and you write features, likes, dislikes, about that person. Everything was kept anonymous. You switched notebooks around. Nobody knew who wrote what unless you were lucky enough to recognize each other's handwriting. And invariably, somebody would be in tears within the hour. 2 a.m. Come get me. They're all making fun of me. Next weird thing, your siblings. The siblings either tried to scare you, or would come yell at you, or were just banished for the night. The next morning, yeah, you're sleep deprived. You're grumpy because you're sleep deprived. You know, all that sleeping in a bra and jeans in a narrow zippered sleeping bag, thin blanket. Yeah. Now, breakfast or no breakfast? Some parents didn't think it was appropriate or the thing to do, or they just figured, look, you kept us all up all night. We're not feeding you shit. Go home. So you went home, dirty, probably smelled like dirty socks, grumpy, wanting to flush toilets, wanting breakfast. And what do your parents do? They make you do things. Yard work, let's go clothes shopping, any of the above. And when you complained, they said, well, I guess you're not going to have another sleepover. It's not the point. What is the point?